Cheers, Ziggy Antonadia here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Lucas Rodriguez and George Groves. Lucas, guys, another Friday night. How are we feeling?
All good, thank you.
Yeah, really good. Good to be back in Brighton. A little bit cold, but we like it. We love it, and had fun time down here. You know, last time I was down here was for one of Lucas's fights, and he boxed brilliantly. And yeah, can't wait for more action on the Friday night.
Mentioned there, obviously, for yourself, got a win here last time. Coming into Friday night, how are we feeling?
Really good. Love the arena, love Brighton, love the people. So, feel comfortable here. Um, the setup's amazing with Wasserman. And yeah, just everything set up perfectly for me to just focus and put on a solid performance.
Mentioned last time there, really good performance, getting the win. You've had another couple of good wins this year as well. Staying active, how important is that for this stage in your career? Obviously, early on, but still making sure you're moving through and getting the wins.
That's key. That was probably one of our main focuses. And, we ticked that box. You know, it was activity, credible opponents, and, we've secured both of them. So, 11 months, 7 fights, exactly what we wanted.
George, for yourself, new role, obviously working with Lucas, but how is it for you getting into this and being that sort of trainer manager and overseeing his career moving forward?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's a challenge, of course, and you think you can do it, but now it's up to me to go out and do it. But he's a joy to work with. Sometimes we come in the gym and not a lot of words are said. It feels a bit solemn, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you've got to put the work in. But I've been really happy with the way he's been working. Like, we had a bit of a summer break after his last fight. We came back. He had a great win at York Hall, and onto this one. He wants to be active. He says it's to be a 7 fight in 11 months. First 11 months as a pro. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're not far off. I'd hope for 8. 7's just not far off that. So we might even have another bout next month if we can squeeze one in. So he's been active, and as he says, against credible opponents. Guys with winning records who are coming to win and coming to test him and challenge him. So that's how I always felt as a fighter. You develop the best. Is you have to be stressed. You have to be stretched. I'm doing that to him, in the gym with the leg circuits, with the strength conditioning circuits, with the volume of work, which every pro has to do to sort of toughen up and become accustomed to the fight game. But the work as I say, he's doing the sparring and underneath the bright lights has been brilliant. I think people are really starting to take notice of him, not just from his started with his debut right up until now. So they were looking forward to another successful outing down here in Brighton. I think we might be opening the show on Channel 5, which I think is just testament to how well he's done these past 11 months, how much of uh, a prospect he is, and the faith and commitment from Wasserman, who are giving us this platform. We couldn't be more thankful.
Yeah. For yourself as well, I mean, what are the things that Lucas needs to improve on, in your opinion? I mean, obviously it's early days in his career, but are there things that he needs to sort of brush up upon, and what are those things in your opinion?
Everything, because there's always room for improvement, and you're always working towards being a complete fighter. There's nothing that stands out as a vulnerability for him. But it's just skin in the game. It's skin in the game and experience, and the more he practices, the better he's going to get. So uh, his defenses need to improve. His endurance needs to improve. His punch power can improve. Like he can make improvements across the board, of course. But there's nothing in particular that he needs to. We're ahead of the game. Like for his experience as a pro, for his age, I think he's a big, strong, athletic, powerful guy, and as always, the brain keeps on rolling. I feel like I'm a better fighter in my brain now than when I was fighting. So that is essentially skin in the game, because now I'm sitting ringside commentating on the fights, or I'm in the gym working with this guy from the outside of the safety, from outside the ring, the other side of the ropes. So but nothing in particular. Just watch this guy do his thing.
Lucas, for yourself as well, Great sort of first year in the game for you. But what's the biggest thing that you've taken from it, inside and outside the ring? Obviously working with George, but just being a professional as well.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Constantly learning. Never think that you're good enough. You're never big enough or good enough to learn. And that's what you'll learn from, the great fighters. Even someone like Terence Crawford, even though he's probably reached the pinnacle of the sport, he'll never feel like he's too good or to take any, advice from any coach or, take any little things from fighters. So that's the same thing with me, where I'm at the early stage, working with George, constantly getting better, constantly learning each fight, each training camp, each spar. So, just enjoying the process, getting better, loving it. And, yeah.
For yourself, obviously, is the pro game what you thought it would be? What stepping forward and obviously being in a big pressure situation, live on TV, Wasserman, like big stage for yourself, but obviously thriving under the pressure as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is what you got to expect. It's a sport, but it's also entertainment, and so all this comes with. It's not just boxing on Friday night. It's all of this also, and enjoying it. This is, you watch it on TV. You watch your heroes or role models growing up, and as a young athlete, this is what you want to be. This is the situations I want to be in. So,
George, for yourself, I mean, you spoke about obviously being new into the game and managing training and fighting, etc. But what is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself now as your role as a trainer?
I don't know. I don't know what I've learned about myself. Um, sometimes I feel old talking to a 22-year-old. I'm like, I don't think we don't have everything's not the same. Like he listens to different music to me, maybe watches different shows, or maybe don't watch shows. I'm like sitting there ready to veg out in Netflix, and he's like, my gen, don't drink, don't watch Netflix. Yeah, he's but no, yeah, I think yeah, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it, and then I suppose there was a time where I did wonder, will I end up in coaching? If I do it, will I enjoy it? I never know. You never knew, but I'm really happy that I'm on this journey and with Lucas, the guy who's from my amateur club, who I knew before he turned pro, someone who really has dedicated himself to the process, because that was what I was like. I was all in, and I think if I was going to be a coach, I'd have to be all in again, and it'd have to be with a fighter who is all in, with ambitions to climb to the very top and beyond. So it's up to me to deliver. It's up to him to deliver, and that's what we're going to do.
You mentioned being obviously on the TV slots. How much is that going to mould Lucas moving forward? Obviously early in his career, but being in the high pressure situations on TV, etc. How much will that mould him moving forwards?
Yeah, well, it's sometimes it's the breaking of people, sometimes it's the making of them. His life ain't going to change overnight through opening up for Channel 5, but it's a step in the right direction. He has to deal with the pressure and deal with the occasion, but he fought Joel McIntyre in his debut on a non-TV show, and a lot of people raised eyebrows when that fight was made, and they thought, I don't think that's a clever move. And you stopped him after 3 rounds. He can't get up off the stool. So I know what this guy's about in the gym. It's up to him to do it underneath the bright lights. And so far he does. And, he revels in it. He loves it. It's a laid back, cool, calm, collected to a customer. But that's kind of good for me, really. I think if he was flapping and nervous all the time, I'd make me nervous. But no. So, yeah, I think it's great that he's getting these opportunities, and it's only experience, say, skin in the game for the future. When one day he's going to be headlining a massive pay-per-view show, and he's been doing this since he was a pup, so you'll be good.
What are you targeting in the next 12 months? Obviously, it's been a busy year for yourself, but say we were to be here talking this time next year, what are we gonna see from you in the next sort of 12 months?
Say definitely continue the activity, and I would say just to more so, push my name out there, kind of a breakthrough fight, so against another prospect, maybe for a belt, any intercontinental, English title, keep pushing towards that British title. So more so like a breakthrough fight against another prospect.
George, for yourself, you was on the show with the Sun and Carl Froch and Eubank Senior the other week. Looking back at that, how do you sort of analyse that debate, and what was it like being on there with sort of obviously Froch and Eubank Senior and going over all those different points?
Yeah, it was great. It's good to be in good company. They're good talkers, the pair of them. It's a good MMA game to get some good words out myself.
I know you said you spoke to Eamon the other week. You said you hadn't watched the fight. Have you watched Eubank Benn since? And if so, what were your opinions on it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it because I reviewed it at the Sun on the Monday, and yeah, Conor Benn boxed really well. Full credit to him. A real force now, I think, depending on what weight he comes down to.
Obviously, one of Eubank Senior's major concerns was the weight and the dehydration. Do you think his concerns played out in the ring on Saturday night, or was that just more of a case of Conor being a bit better than we all thought he was potentially?
Probably somewhere in the middle.
For yourself as well, when you're on a show like that, you've got Carl Froch there, and obviously everything that happened in the years back. How do you analyse it? Is that a good thing for you now that everything's all good and you can be on there and sort of, I guess, just enjoy your sort of post-career and the analytics and everything?
Yeah, no, me and Froch do a lot of work together now. But he's got his own thing, and I've got my own thing as well. So it's good. We don't need each other, but we get to see each other. So yeah, it's kind of sweet.
He's been linked to fight Darren Till. Do you reckon we will see Froch in
there now? But thank you very much.